Success. It's what we all dream of, isn't it? But have you ever wondered why only 20 people truly succeed while 98 struggle to make their mark? I'm here today to unravel this mystery, to ignite a fire within you that will propel you from the masses into the elite group of achievers. What separates the extraordinary from the ordinary? Is it talent? Is it luck? Or is it something far more powerful, something that lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened? The truth is, success isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's not about where you were born, how much money you have, or even how smart you are. Success, my friends, is a choice. A choice that 2 people make every single day, while 98 unconsciously choose mediocrity. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I want to succeed. I'm trying my best, and I believe you. But wanting and trying aren't enough. The 2 succeed don't just want it. They crave it with every fiber of their being. They don't just try. They commit with unwavering determination. Let me share a secret with you. The difference between the 2 and the 98 isn't in what they do. It's in how they think. The 2 have mastered the art of thinking differently. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They embrace challenges while others run from them. They understand that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone towards it. Imagine for a moment that you are climbing a mountain. The 98 look at the peak and say, it's too high. I'll never make it. But the 2, they look at that same peak and say, what an adventure, let's start climbing. It's not that the mountain is any less steep for them. It's that their mindset, their internal dialogue propels them forward when others give up. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is the great equalizer. Everyone feels it. But here's where the 2 are different. They feel the fear and do it anyway. They understand that on the other side of fear lies growth, opportunity, and success. Yet that fear paralyzed them. The 2 let it motivate them. Think about the last time you had a great idea. What did you do with it? Did you act on it immediately, or did you let doubt creep in? Did you tell yourself, I'm not ready, or what if I fail? That, my friends, is the voice of the 98. But 2 hear those same doubts, but they choose to listen to a different voice. The voice that says, what if I succeed? Success isn't about never failing. It's about failing forward. Every setback, every mistake, every no you hear is a lesson. The 2 don't see these as reasons to quit. They see them as reasons to push harder, to learn more, to grow stronger. Let me tell you about a young woman I met. She had a dream of starting her own business, but she came from a poor background with no connections and no startup capital. The 98 would have said, it's impossible. But this young woman, she was part of the 2. She started small, offering her services online, working tirelessly to build her reputation. She faced rejection after rejection, but instead of letting it defeat her, she used each no as fuel. She learned from her mistakes, adapted her approach, and kept pushing forward. Today, she runs a successful company that employs hundreds of people. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? The 2 understand something crucial. Success is not a destination. It's a journey. It's not about reaching a specific goal and then stopping. It's about continual growth, about pushing your boundaries and expanding your horizons. Now, let's talk about habits. The 98 have habits that hold them back. They procrastinate. They make excuses. They blame others for their circumstances. The 2 have habits that propel them forward. They take action immediately. They take responsibility for their lives. They surround themselves with people who inspire and challenge them. One of the most powerful habits of the 2 is continuous learning. In a world that's constantly changing, those who stop learning start dying. The 2 are voracious readers, avid listeners, and eternal students. They understand that knowledge is power, and they seek it relentlessly. But here's the catch. It's not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about applying it. The 98 might read a self-help book and think, that's interesting, The two read that same book and think, how can I use this in my life today? They don't just consume information. They transform it into action. Let's talk about time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So why do some people achieve so much more than others? It's because the two understand the value of time. They don't waste it. They know that every minute spent watching mindless entertainment or scrolling through their phones is a minute they could have spent working towards their goals. The twos have a sense of urgency. They don't wait for the perfect moment because they know it doesn't exist. They understand that the best time to start was yesterday and the second best time is now. They don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. They ask, what can I do right now? You know, I'm not saying you need to work every waking hour. That's not sustainable, and it's not what the two do. They work smarter, not just harder. They understand the power of focus and prioritization. They identify the 20 of activities that will yield 8 of their results, and they pour their energy into those. Let's talk about comfort zones. The 90, they love their comfort zones. They're cozy, they're familiar, and they're safe. But here's the thing about comfort zones. Nothing grows there. The two understand that real growth, real success happens when you step outside of what's comfortable. Every time you face a challenge, every time you do something that scares you, you're expanding your comfort zone. And as your comfort zone expands, so do your opportunities for success. The two aren't fearless. They're fear conquerors. Now, I want you to think about your dreams. Not the watered-down versions you tell others because you're afraid they'll judge you. I'm talking about your real dreams. The ones that excite you and scare you at the same time. The ones that make your heart race when you think about them. Then I need to keep those dreams locked away, treating them like impossible fantasies. The two, they take those dreams and turn them into goals. They break them down into actionable steps. They work on them every single day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. Let me tell you something powerful. You become what you consistently do. If you consistently make excuses, you become an excuse maker. If you consistently take action, you become an action taker. If you consistently pursue your dreams, the two understand the power of their words, both the ones they say to others and the ones they say to themselves. They practice positive self-talk. They don't say, I can't do this. They say, how can I do this? They don't say, this is too hard. They say, this is challenging, and I'm growing stronger as I face. Now let's talk about purpose. The two aren't just chasing success for the sake of success. They're not in it just for the money or the fame. They understand that true fulfillment comes from living a life of purpose. They've identified their unique gifts, their passions, and they found a way to use those to make a positive impact on the world. When you're living with purpose, obstacles become opportunities. Challenges become chances to grow. Work doesn't feel like work because you're doing what you were born to do. The 98 work for a paycheck. The 2 says to work for a legacy. If money weren't an issue, what would you do with your life? What impact would you want to make? That's your purpose calling. And here's the beautiful thing. When you start living your purpose, the money often follows. Because when you're doing what you're meant to do, you do it with passion, with excellence. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I don't know what my purpose is, and that's okay. Finding your purpose is a journey. The two don't always start out knowing their purpose, but they start anyway. They try new things. They explore. They pay attention to what energizes them, what feels right. And as they move forward, their purpose becomes clearer. Let's talk about relationships. The 98 surround themselves with whoever happens to be around. The two are intentional about their relationships. They understand that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So they choose to surround themselves with people who inspire them, challenge them, and support their growth. This doesn't mean cutting off all negative people from your life. But it does mean being mindful of who you allow to influence your thoughts and actions. The two seek out mentors, join mastermind groups, and network with people who are where they want to be. Now let's address a me. two aren't always happy. Success doesn't mean a life free of problems. What it means is having the resilience to face those problems head on. The two has bad days too. They face disappointment, setbacks. But they don't let these define them. They use them as fuel to come back stronger. Resilience is a key trait of the two. They understand that life will knock them down, but they make the choice to get back up every single time. They don't wallow in self-pity. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to become better? Let's talk about goals. The 90, it set vague, uninspiring goals, if they set goals at all. The two set smart goals, all specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. They write their goals down. They review them regularly. They visualize themselves achieving these goals. But here's the key. They don't just set the goals and hope for the best. They create action plans. They break their big goals down into smaller, manageable steps, and then they take action. Consistent, persistent action. The tourists understand the power of consistency. They know that small actions, repeated day after day, lead to massive results. They don't look for quick fixes or overnight success. They're willing to put in the work day in and day out, even when they don't see immediate results. Imagine you're planting a Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed and water it. The first year, nothing happens. The second year, still nothing. Third year, fourth year, nothing. Most people would give up. But if you keep watering and nurturing that seed, in the fifth year, something amazing happens. The bamboo tree grows 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Success often works the same way. You put in the work consistently, persistently, and it might seem like nothing's happening. But all that time, you're growing strong roots. And when the time is right, your success will shoot up faster than you ever imagined possible. The two understand the power of gratitude. They don't take anything for granted. They appreciate what they have while working for what they want. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. And this shift in perspective can be transformative. Now let's talk about fear of success. It might sound strange, but many people in the 98 are actually afraid of succeeding. They're comfortable in their current situation, even if they're not happy with it. Success means change, and change can be scary. Started to this fear head on. They understand that with success comes new challenges, new responsibilities. But they're willing to grow into the person who can handle those challenges. They know that the joy of living their best life far outweighs the temporary discomfort of change. Thus, adjust them, compare themselves to others. They know that everyone's journey is unique. The only person they compete with is the person they were yesterday. They focus on becoming better, not on doing better than someone else. The 98 often get caught up in the trap of comparison. They look at others' success and feel discouraged, thinking, I could never do that. The two look at others' success and think, if they can do it, so can I. They use others' success as inspiration, not as a reason to feel inadequate. Now let's talk about failure. The 90 see failure as the end. The two see it as a beginning. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every failed attempt teaches you what doesn't work, bringing you one step closer to what does. Think about Thomas Edison. When he was working on inventing the light bulb, he failed thousands of times. But when someone asked him about it, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the mindset of the two. The two also understand the power of visualization. They don't just think about their goals. They visualize themselves achieving them. They engage all their senses in this visualization. They see themselves succeeding, they hear the applause, they feel the satisfaction. This isn't just positive thinking. It's mental rehearsal. It prepares their mind for success. Let's talk about taking responsibility. The 98 often play the blame game. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, the economy, anything but themselves for their lack of success. The two take full responsibility for their lives. They understand that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can control how they respond. Taking responsibility is empowering. When you stop blaming external factors, you start focusing on what you can do to change your situation. The two don't say, I can't because They say, how can I? Now let's address a common misconception. They too are not necessarily smarter or more talented than 98. What sets them apart is their mindset and their willingness to work. They understand that talent without hard work is like an engine without fuel. It won't get you very far. The two are committed to excellence in everything they do. They don't just do things. They do them well. They understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. They bring their best to every task, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem. Let's talk about the power of decisiveness. The 90 often get stuck in analysis paralysis. They overthink, overanalyze, and ultimately underact. The two make decisions quickly and change them slowly. If they understand that a good decision now is better than a perfect decision later. It doesn't mean they're reckless. They gather the necessary information, but they don't let the quest for more information become an excuse for inaction. They make a decision, commit to it, and then focus all their energy on making it the right decision. The two also understand the power of focus. In a world full of distractions, they've mastered the art of concentrating on what truly matters. They don't try to do everything. They do the important things exceptionally. They understand that success is not about doing 100 things at once. It's about doing a few key things at 100. Now let's talk about passion. The two are passionate about what they do. This doesn't mean they love every aspect of their work all the time. But it does mean they're deeply committed to their goals and find meaning in what they do. Passion is what gets them out of bed in the morning. What keeps them going when things get tough. The 98 often chase what they think they should want rather than what truly excites them. They choose careers based on salary or prestige rather than on what lights them up inside. The two understand that true success comes from aligning your actions with your passions. That value their health. They understand that their body is the vehicle that will carry them to success. They prioritize their physical and mental well-being. They eat well, exercise regularly, and make time for rest and relaxation. They know that burning out is not a badge of honor. It's a roadblock to success. They will also understand the power of giving. They know that true fulfillment comes not just from achieving their own goals, but from helping others achieve theirs. They look for ways to add value to others' lives. They understand that the more they give, the more they receive. Now, let's talk about persistence. The two don't give up when things get tough. They understand that the road to success is rarely smooth. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. They keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow. Think about water dripping on a stone. One drop doesn't make much of a difference, but drop after drop, day after day, year after year, that water can carve through solid rock. That's the power of persistence. They just stir there like that water, consistently working towards their goals. No matter how insurmountable they may seem, the 98 often give up at the first sign of difficulty. They start with enthusiasm, but when they encounter resistance, they lose steam. They look for quick results, and when they don't see them, they assume their efforts are futile. But the two understand that real, lasting success takes time. Think about a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't dig them up every day to see if they're growing. He trusts the process. He waters them, tends to the soil, and waits patiently. The two approach their goals with the same patience and trust. They know that as long as they're putting in the work, growth is happening, even if they can't see it yet. This persistence is closely tied to resilience. The two bounce back from setbacks quickly. They don't let failures define them. Instead, they use these experiences as learning opportunities. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? This ability to learn and adapt is crucial for long-term success. Now, let's talk about the power of focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. The 98 often find themselves pulled in multiple directions, trying to do everything at once. But the two have mastered the art of concentration. They understand that multitasking is a myth. Instead, they practice deep work. focusing intensely on one important task at a time. This focus extends to their goals as well. The two don't chase every opportunity that comes their way. They're clear about what they want to achieve, and they align their actions with these goals. They're not afraid to say no to things that don't serve their purpose. Even if these things seem attractive on the surface, the two of us also understand the power of systems. While goals are important, systems are what get you there. A goal is your desired outcome, but a system is the process that leads to that outcome. That they're in focus on perfecting their systems, knowing that the right systems, consistently applied, will inevitably lead to the desired results. For example, if your goal is to write a book, your system might be to write 500 words every day, no matter what. If your goal is to get in shape, your system might be to exercise for 30 minutes each morning. They don't commit to their systems, trusting that the results will follow. Another key characteristic of the two is their ability to delay gratification. In a world of instant everything, the ability to forego immediate pleasure for long-term gain is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. The two are willing to make sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. They understand that success often requires giving up something good now for something great later. This ties into their ability to manage their emotions. The 98 often let their feelings dictate their actions. They work when they feel motivated and slack off when they don't. But the two understand that motivation is fleeting. They've developed the discipline to take action regardless of how they feel in the moment. The two also have a different relationship with fear. While the 98 let fear hold them back, the two use it as a compass. They understand that fear often points to the areas where growth is needed. When they feel afraid of doing something, they take it as a sign that they should probably do it. This doesn't mean they're fearless. They feel the same fears as everyone else. But they've trained themselves to act in spite of fear. They know that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in its presence. Another crucial aspect of the two mindset is continuous improvement. They're never satisfied with the status quo. They're always looking for ways to get better, to learn more, to grow. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, standing still is the same as moving backward. The drive for improvement extends to their habits. The two are constantly refining their daily routines, understanding that success is the result of what you do consistently. They focus on building positive habits and eliminating negative ones. They know that their habits shape their lives, so they shape their habits intentionally. The 20 also have a different relationship with money. While the 98 work for money, the two make money work for them. They understand the principles of financial literacy and apply them in their lives. They live below their means, invest wisely, and focus on building assets rather than accumulating. But their focus isn't just on accumulating wealth. The two understand that true wealth is about more than money. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms. It's about having the resources to make a positive impact in the world. Speaking of impact, the two think bigger than just their own success. They ask themselves, how can I use my skills and resources to make a difference? They understand that the greatest fulfillment comes not from what you get, but from what you give. This bigger picture thinking also applies to how they view problems. While the 98 see problems as burdens, the two see them as opportunities. They know that every problem contains the seed of an opportunity, and they've trained themselves to. The two also understand the power of their environment. They know that they're influenced by the people, places, and things they surround themselves with. So they curate their environment intentionally. They seek out positive influences and minimize negative ones. They create spaces that support their goals and aspirations. Another key trait of the two is their ability to manage stress. They understand that stress is an inevitable part of pursuing big goals. But instead of letting it overwhelm them, they've developed strategies to manage it effectively. I practice mindfulness, engage in regular exercise, and make time for relaxation and self-care. The two also have a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They don't see their qualities as fixed traits, but as things that can be cultivated and improved. And this mindset allows them to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see effort as the path to mastery. Another important aspect of the two mindset is their ability to think long term. While the 98 often focus on immediate gratification, the two are playing the long game. They make decisions based not just on what feels good now, but on what will benefit them in the future. This long-term thinking extends to how they view failure. The two understand that failure is not a permanent state, but a temporary event. They see it as feedback, not as a final verdict on their abilities. When they fail, they don't think I'm a failure. Instead, they think that attempt failed. What can I learn from it? The two also have a different relationship with comfort. While the 98 seek comfort, the two understand that growth happens outside of their comfort zone. They actively seek out challenges and push their boundaries. They know that discomfort is the price of growth, and they're willing to pay it. Another key trait of the two is their ability to take initiative. They don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They create their own opportunities. They understand that success is not about waiting for the right moment, but about creating the right moment. They totally also have a strong sense of personal responsibility. They don't blame others for their circumstances or make excuses. Instead, they take ownership of their lives. They understand that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can always control their response. And this sense of responsibility extends to how they view time. The two understand that time is their most valuable resource. They guard it jealously and invest it wisely. They're ruthless about eliminating time wasters and focusing on high-value activities. Another crucial aspect of the two mindset is their ability to adapt. In a world that's constantly changing, adaptability is a superpower. The two are flexible in their thinking and their approaches. They're willing to change course when necessary, always keeping their ultimate goals in sight. The two still understand the power of consistency. They know that small actions repeated day after day lead to massive results over time. They focus on progress, not perfection. They understand that it's better to take small steps consistently than to take big leaps sporadically. Another key trait of the two is their ability to manage their energy. They understand that energy, not time, is their most precious resource. They know when they're at their best, and they schedule their most important tasks for those times. They're deliberate about how they use their energy, focusing it on the activities that will move them closer to their goals. The two also have a different relationship with knowledge. While the 98 might read a book or attend a seminar and think that's interesting, the two always ask themselves, how can I apply this in my life? They're not just consumers of information. They're implementers of knowledge. Another important aspect of the two mindset is their ability to build strong relationships. They understand that success is rarely achieved alone. They cultivate a network of supportive relationships, seek out mentors, and are willing to be mentors themselves. They understand the power of collaboration and are always looking for win-win situations. The two also have a strong sense of self-awareness. They understand their strengths and weaknesses. They know what motivates them and what drains them. This self-knowledge allows them to make better decisions, to play to their strengths, and to build teams that complement their abilities. Another key trait of the two is their ability to communicate effectively. They understand that success often depends on being able to articulate your ideas clearly and persuasively. They work on improving their communication skills, both written and verbal. The two also have a different relationship with problems. While the 98 often try to avoid problems, the two actively seek them out. They understand that every problem is an opportunity in disguise. They know that solving problems creates value, and creating value leads to success. Another crucial aspect of the two mindset is their ability to make decisions. They understand that indecision is the enemy of progress. They gather the necessary information, weigh their options, and then make a decision. Once they've decided, they commit fully and focus on making their decision work. The two also understand the power of habits. They know that we are what we repeatedly do. So they focus on building positive habits and eliminating negative ones. They understand that willpower is a finite resource. So they create systems and routines that make good behavior automatic. Another key trait of the two is the ability to manage their emotions. They understand that emotions can be powerful drivers of behavior, but they don't let their emotions control them. They've developed emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage their own emotions, and to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. The two also have a different relationship with risk. While the 98 often avoid risk out of fear of failure, the two understand that calculated risks are necessary for growth and success. They're not reckless, but they're willing to step out of their comfort zone and take chances when the potential rewards justify it. Another important aspect of the two mindset is their ability to focus on solutions rather than problems. When faced with a challenge, they don't dwell on why it happened or who's to blame. Instead, they immediately start thinking about how to solve it. They train their minds to be solution-oriented. The two also understand the power of mindset. They know that their thoughts shape their reality. So they're intentional about cultivating a positive, growth-oriented mindset. They practice gratitude, visualize success, and constantly feed their minds with positive, empowering ideas. Another key trait of the two is their commitment to lifelong learning. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is crucial. They're curious, open-minded, and always seeking new knowledge and skills. They also have a different relationship with work. While the 98 often see work as a necessary evil, the two find ways to align their work with their passions and values. They understand that when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Another crucial aspect of the two mindset is their ability to balance different areas of their lives. They understand that true success isn't just about achieving in one area at the expense of others. They strive for balance, understanding that health, relationships, personal growth, and contribution are all important components of a successful. The two also understand the power of patience. They know that meaningful success takes time. They're willing to delay gratification and work steadily towards their goals, even when progress seems slow. They understand that overnight success is usually years in the making. Another key trait of the two is their ability to stay focused on their vision, even in the face of setbacks or distractions. They have a clear picture of what they want to achieve, and they use this vision to guide their decisions and actions. They understand that without a clear destination, any road would take you there. The 2D also have a different relationship with competition. While they're aware of their competitors, they don't obsess over them. Instead, they focus on being the best version of themselves. They understand that the real competition is with the person they were yesterday. Another important aspect of the 2 mindset is their ability to stay humble and grounded, even as they achieve success. They understand that arrogance is the enemy of growth. They remain open to feedback, willing to learn from others, and grateful for the opportunities they've been given. The 2s also understand the power of self-discipline. They know that motivation is fleeting, but discipline is reliable. They've developed the ability to do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They understand that self-discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Another key trait of the 2 is their ability to bounce back from setbacks. They understand that setbacks are a normal part of any journey towards success. Instead of being discouraged by failures, they see them as opportunities to learn and grow. They develop resilience, which allows them to keep moving forward no matter what challenges they face. The 2 also have a different relationship with change. While the 98 often resist change out of fear or comfort, the 2 embrace it. They understand that change is the only constant in life, and that those who can adapt quickly are the ones who succeed. They see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Another crucial aspect of the 2 mindset is their ability to take action. While the 98 often gets stuck in planning or analysis paralysis, the 2 understand that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. They're willing to start before they feel completely ready, knowing that they can adjust course along the way. The 2 also understand the power of accountability. They don't just set goals. They share these goals with others and ask to be held accountable. They understand that having someone to answer to can provide the extra motivation needed to push through challenges and stay on track. Another key trait of the two is their ability to manage their attention. In a world full of distractions, they've learned to focus on what truly matters. They understand that where attention goes, energy flows and results show. So they're intentional about where they direct their attention. They also have a different relationship with mistakes. While the 98 often try to avoid mistakes at all costs, the two understand that mistakes are an essential part of the learning process. They're not afraid to make mistakes because they know that each mistake brings them one step closer to. Another important aspect of the two mindset is their ability to think creatively. They're not bound by conventional thinking or traditional approaches. They're willing to think outside the box, to question assumptions, and to look for innovative solutions to problems. The two also understand the power of consistency. They know that success is not about making sporadic, heroic efforts, but about showing up day after day, putting in the work, and making steady progress towards their goals. They understand that small, consistent actions compound over time to produce remarkable results. Another key trait of the two is their ability to manage stress effectively. They understand that stress is an inevitable part of pursuing ambitious goals. But instead of letting stress overwhelm them, they've developed strategies to manage it. They practice self-care, engage in stress, reducing activities, and maintain a healthy work-life balance. The two would also have a different relationship with challenges. While the 98 often see challenges as obstacles, the two see them as opportunities for growth. They understand that it's through overcoming challenges that they become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Another crucial aspect of the two mindset is their ability to stay focused on their why. They have a clear understanding of why they're pursuing their goals, and this sense of purpose keeps them motivated even when things get tough. They understand that when your all-why is strong enough, you can endure almost any amount. The two also understand the power of authenticity. They don't try to be someone they're not, or to pursue goals that don't align with their values. They're true to themselves, and this authenticity gives them the strength and conviction to persist in the face of challenges. Another key trait of the two is their ability to manage their energy. They understand that energy, not time, is their most precious resource. They're intentional about how they use their energy, focusing it on high-value activities and replenishing it through rest, exercise, and activities they enjoy. The 2D also have a different relationship with failure. While the 98 often see failure as something to be avoided at all costs, the two see it as a necessary step on the path to success. They understand that failure provides valuable feedback and lessons that can be used to improve and grow.